Flight Boss, bitch, you know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Terry's Moon. Flight Boss, the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. Now, right now, we want to talk about how to become an alchemist. Now, how to become an alchemist. Now, becoming an alchemist, you'll start to learn how to be a magician. You'll start to learn how to manifest a lot of things. You'll start to understand how to actually, what's the actual difference between law of attraction and manifesting, because these are two different things. Law of attraction is not actually manifesting. Law of attraction kind of deals with the opposite. Opposites always attract. Now, you need certain sciences that involves with law of attraction in order to manifest, because to manifest anything you have to relate, you have to bounce off, you have to cause friction, you have to cause vibration, cause emotions, cause things, cause waters to come together to actually have enough elemental rainbow waters to actually create the shape and form or the realm of reality or the experience that you want to come into your life. Now, with little to no rainbow waters, it's going to take longer for this experience to get willed into your dimension. If you got a whole bunch of rainbow waters, aka a bunch of attention by others or from yourself or energetic force putting into this experience, the faster you can will and make a shape and form out of that rainbow water. But for the most part, it's going to take the shape and form, and that consists of you, what ideas that you have of the shape and form that it needs to take. But that's how that's how it comes fast or how it comes slow, and whatever that you're trying to get. So what you need to understand right now, Marissa, shut that door. Shut the door. So what you need to understand right now is that's the Pacific things that hair going in my nose. I shave. Now, for the most part, that's what you need to understand. Now, becoming an alchemist. Now, you have to know your elements. You have to know your elemental energies. Now, for the most part, what do I mean by that? Your stars, your planets. Depending on what sign that they're in, that's going to tell you what element that you're carrying. So you might have the sun and fire, you might have the moon and water, you might have, you see what I'm saying? So go down all these elemental energies and then bring them together. What are you? A steam? A steam person is a bunch of fire and water come together. What are you? Complete fire? That's a combustion. A combustion. A person got a lot of fire. What are you? Fire, earth? That's a person like a volcano, lava type of person. What are you? A bunch of air and water? That's a cloud type of person. You see, you have to develop your elements, because once you know your elements, you can start to go deep and dive into what you actually need to be surrounding yourself into. Because these elements and these worlds and these orbs that we go into based upon people, places, and things that we were relating to, they consist of their own elemental mixture, right? So once you understand this, you will be able to become an alchemist from an esoteric point of view, and it's going to trickle down into this realm of reality in ways that's going to benefit you. For the most part, what I'm saying is you could have an elemental mixture, but you might be surrounded by people, places, and things, aka worlds that consist of elements that don't correlate to what you need to do. So you can't never achieve what you're trying to do because you got bad mixtures. You might need to move. You might need to cut people off. You might need to surround yourself around people who elemental energies match yours the same way. Now, here's what you need to understand. Just because someone may be earth and you're air, that it doesn't mix. Just because someone might be fire and water, or someone may be earth or water, and you see what I'm saying? You have to. Everybody is a blending and a mixture of everything. So don't take anything at face value, because there's certain elemental mixtures that might go better with your mixture than others. Per se, like for an example, you may be a person that's a Virgo, but you don't like Aquariuses. But you may come across an Aquarius that you like. That Aquarius elemental mixtures may be mixed and mingled in a way that's more resonating with yours than the other one. So don't take anything, don't just be looking at signs and elements at face value like, oh, I'm not going to be able to fuck with this person. And you have to understand that each location carry energetic vibrations also. For an example, if you're a person who's all fire, there's no need for you to go trying to do some type of construction work, because you need to go play sports, because that elemental energy might resonate more than construction. Construction, that's more earth signs. You see what I'm saying? But here's the thing, you may be a blending of earth and fire, so you know how to do sports and do construction. But you may need to create something that's in between both of these worlds. So you may have the intellectual concept that you could come create something new. Create a sport that deals with building, or like Gladiator. Whoever created the Gladiator things that used to come on ESPN or TV, where they used to run into each other and shit. It was like a structured based sport type of thing, where they was climbing things and getting on the things and knocking each other off with those big glove fight thingies, and who could survive on the cliff and knock each other off the fastest and go to the next routine and course. That might have been created by somebody who had a lot of fire urge. You see what I'm saying? But they knew themselves and they believed in themselves enough to create that energetic frequency into the world. So when we're creating worlds, right, think about it like this. Now look at your own elemental forces, right, your own planets. So you may be made up of a certain amount of fire, water, earth. So you can create a concept in your head of what you is. You're like a steam fireplace or something like that, or a steam room, or a jacuzzi. You may be a jacuzzi, a heated jacuzzi. But the earth part will be the jacuzzi that's heated. The water part will be the water that's flowing that make you relaxed. And then the fire part will be the transition and the movement of the heat within bubbles that's going on in the water, so it makes you feel good. Think about all the concepts of things that could be derived and creativities that could be derived from that. That's like a person, that's like a calm, cool, and collected person that might have a fiery temper if they get pushed to the limits. You see them? You see how easy that was to how to describe someone's personality based upon their elements. Now think about it like this. Now you may have Mercury in a certain element, right? The Sun in a certain element, right? Now, and then you may have Venus in a certain element and Mars in a certain element. Now everything get filtered out through your moon. Then your moon get filtered out through your sun, right? And then your sun is filtered through your personality. So people see how you personally are, and then that's how they pick up your ascendant first. Then once they start to know you, they start to see how you act. They picked up your sun sign now, which you consciously show people, with your viewpoints, how you act, your actions. Then once person know why you react in that way and act in that way, they start to know your moon. They start to know the individual you. You see what I'm saying? So, but when the reason why I brought that up is because when you're utilizing all your planets together, like, so when you're thinking, communicating, analyzing, you're using your Mercury world, the element from there, then you act on these things, you start to use your sun. It's like you're stirring your cup. So every day you go out in the world and society and relate to this and just breathe and relating to people, places, and things, it's like you're stirring your cup. You're mixing your cup because you're utilizing your Venus, you're utilizing your Mercury. You got to think about what you're doing, then you're walking, you're acting, you're utilizing your sun sign, and you're feeling certain ways. You're utilizing your moon. You see what I'm saying? So you're mixing up your rainbow black, your cup, to the point that it look like coffee now. It don't look like sherbet. It look like coffee now. Now, with that mixture is like your aura, right? So your aura is that the thing that's outside of you that's bouncing and causing friction within the world that you're in. So with that friction, it's going to play out as information, and within that information, that creates circumstances, situations, people, places, and things, and ways, shapes, and forms. So what's happening is, just you being you're creating the experience outside of you. So it's like you're creating a world that you're walking into. You're creating a portal that you're walking into every day. When you just wake up, you start to utilize all your mixtures, like I was just explaining, right? So boom, that mixture is creating like a tornado outside. Goddamn camera died. Now, shit, but yeah, we back. Now, yeah, that little tornado, that friction of your mixture and you in the world, so that you know the world is already a mixture outside of you. So it's bouncing friction. And then, boom, that friction creates an outlook, an experience, a portal that you can't see. Then you walk into it. And then when you walk into it, it play out in your life as people, places, and things, circumstances and situations, experiences, and information that you're learning from what was on your mind and what you have manifested for yourself. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's actually going on. And that's why this is where this concept came from. You're only going to see what you see. So if you see something negative on somebody, that's all you're going to see. If you see something positive from somebody, that's all you're gonna see. If you see this from a person, that's all you're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of how good. Now, someone's gonna have to prove to you and resonate with your spirit, your soul, enough for them to change your actual mind. But we're so indoctrinated nowadays, you're not changing nobody's mind no time soon about how they think about you. You see what I'm saying? So you need to keep that in mind. And however a person think about you, you created that to a certain degree anyway. Because, like I said, this is why it's important to know your astrology. Important to know thyself. Because once you know your elements, then you know how you coming across. So there won't be no misunderstandings. And you'll be able to work on yourself and know how to come across better. Or know who to deal with and who not to deal with. So you don't have to experience no dumb shit. You see what I'm saying? So, it's almost like that. You know, it is like that. So when you know yourself, you know your elemental mixtures. You know how you mixed and mingled. Right? So you know what location, you know what you're getting involved in. It's just so many, it's this 99% of the world right now, people don't know what they're getting. They're just going into society. So their frictions and everything is this chaotic energy, chaotic nature, chaotic mixtures. Because people don't even, they're mixing, they're stirring their own cup and don't even know how they stirring it up because they don't know themselves. They don't know that's what they're doing. Then they're going out into a world controlled by a bunch of other people that's doing the same thing. And then the portals in the worlds that they're creating in front of their very eyes to walk through for their experiences and shit that they spirit that don't even want to experience. AKA, this is why you gotta work 165,000 years and you'll never get a fucking break. You work more than your days off. See what I'm saying? It's that simple though. But yeah, this is the concept of understanding. I forgot what the fuck this video was even about, but everything was correlated to what it was about. I just forgot the specific motherfucking title of it. But yeah, this is knowing all your elemental, knowing your elemental energies and knowing who you can mix and mingle with. You know what I'm saying? You will know that you got bad friends based upon the situations and the circumstances y'all get into together. Based upon how y'all resonate with each other. You know what I'm saying? So you will know what kind of person, what kind of worlds that y'all creating with each other. Because that's all it is. You're taking your elemental frictions and it's always bouncing off other frictions. Whether it's a person, place, or thing, or the world you are in general. You got your own mixture though, because you think. You're utilizing your Mercury. Boom, you throw that little bit of sugar in the cup. Boom, you start to appreciate or value or compromise with certain things. Boom, you throw a little bit of Venus sugar in the cup. Boom, you start to look at reality and see what's practical and look at time and schedule. Boom, you throwing your Saturn sugar in the cup. Boom, you start to experience, try to extract wisdom and knowledge and meaning and reasoning about shit. Boom, you throwing Jupiter and sugar in the cup. Boom. So you stirring your cup up, right? So boom, that's your own mixture. Now, before you take that out in the world, you need to understand that first. You need to know thyself. But even if you're a person who don't know thyself, this is what you're doing. So if you don't notice what you're doing, you like a person who's stirring a cup, you're spilling your water all over the place. Boom, boom, boom. AKA it's playing out in your life. You're stressed out. You got people around you stressing you out. You're going through certain circumstances and situations you don't need to. You see what I'm saying? You letting shit bother you that don't really logically need to be bothering you. It's like very simple shit. But if you know thyself, boom, you know how to stir better. You know how to add this amount of sugar for this amount of day, this amount of sugar, this amount of planet for this. You know what I'm saying? Add in this a little bit. You know, just become an alchemist in this motherfucker. That's what this video about. Becoming a motherfucking alchemist. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, you're in a world. So this world already mixed in shit. You know what I'm saying? So boom, you go out and relate to people, places, and things, and then that creates circumstances, situations, and then how it look in the spiritual realm, but you're not seeing it in the physical realm, but I can see it. This is how I see it every day. You know what I'm saying? What I do, and then what's going on, boom, that little mixture mingling, that tornado is creating the cloud or the portal that I walk through, and then I'm going to experience. And then within that world, certain people, places, and things, they just play certain roles. You know what I'm saying? they just play certain roles into that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all these things got spirits in them, because I'm a body with a spirit. So these people, places, and things, now it might be a lighter spirit. So that spirit may come in the form of a light or a sound or a situation or circumstance that's got orchestrated, or may play out as an actual person with a spirit. You know what I'm saying? But either way, these are all just different. It's all kind of beings. You got beings that could take the body of bacteria. We all beings, but we're all spiritual beings that take bodies. But people have misconception with our bodies. Bodies are light, sound, the energy realm. You know what I'm saying? Light sounds and waves and those are bodies. Those aren't spirits. You are a spirit, taking one of those forms. You're in this form now because you have experienced a light form so much that you then got heavy and became so dense that you become you took and transformed and created a heavier dense form because of all those experiences and all those informations that allowed you to have enough information for you to build this kind of car. So you went through all these colleges, all these realms of realities as a spirit. But remind you, you went in. You got to go into school. You have to go into a learning. You have to go into a world. Listen, I'm going. See how high density I'm going? You have to go into a gas. You have to go into a particle. You see what I'm saying? But your spirit was always you. The motherfucking unseen. Your spirit ain't become none of that shit. Your spirit don't need none of this shit. It's going to transform and die off every day. Every day. See what I'm saying? Flight ball. I'm going to stop this video. But, you know, you have to understand everything is inside out. Same way worlds. It comes from the inside out. So even your skin and all this is something that's inside. You just look at it like it's being out. But it's just transformation. Shit keep developing because it's dying from the inside out. That's how you get hair and everything and skin. So you did it did that so many times away from the initial body that your spirit had built from itself, way in the middle of the brain, that first star, that first body, that always never changing body, first star that you got yourself. Your spirit took what created that and went into that, right? And developed so many vessels outside of that, as far as you got tissue or cells, skin, skulls, and all that, that you don't even feel that initial pain. But you're going through pain every day. You're dying and transforming every day. This is why you. But it's gradually, and you don't look at it like that. This is why you don't look at your body like that. Like if you want to grow your hair or do whatever like that, just drink some more milk. Don't let no ancient Kemetic science tell you that milk is bad for you, whatever like that. The ingredients that's in milk is what birthed and nurtured your ass for your hair to develop to grow. It wasn't until your ass start developing and start to sustain yourself and started indulging into all the other shit that you stopped eating like a baby. But that was the initial shit that was enabled you to sustain yourself to even indulge into the shit that you're doing right now. So why would you stop doing that? That's why, you know what I'm saying? It's retarded. People are retarded. You could be 75 years old right now and grow your hair back. Grow all your hair back. Just get on a fucking milk diet. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. That's all. When you what sustained yourself was either your mother titty, some infant milk, or some motherfucking milk. But let's get into a whole nother video. But we talking about to sustain yourself, right? So the sustaining the guy, you take naive to the fact that just because it's the outer skin that it's not going through, those beings is not going through, and those stars and star systems is not going through as much pain as it was feeling like it's getting burnt and coming from the inside out and trying to sustain itself from the friction and the elements that is here now and to develop new body pieces for itself. Don't think my last video was just about you. It's beings on you that perceive it just like how we perceive beings in the water. It's beings on you that's actual life right now, how we're communicating with each other, and they're dying and transforming on you right now, experiencing catastrophic moments and events right now. When I scratch myself, boom, I scratch myself, boom. That's a catastrophic event for a whole bunch of motherfucking beings, and they got the ability to transform and take bigger vessels now. And how it's gonna look at me, on me in my reality, is just gonna look like some tissue drying up, and it's not a scar no more. It's just a tissue that developed and it looked like it's an old wound, right? But really, that's just a group of beings that then sustain themselves way better now. Flight boss, bitch. Goddamn air. Become an alchemist.